Hello, good morning and welcome to Thursday's Literacy, and we are still thinking about the lovely Cinderella penguin. So let's go over to the flip. Okay, here we go, your AFL for today. Rewrite this sentence using a possessive apostrophe. Okay, don't panic. We've not sort of heard about a possessive apostrophe yet. We heard about different kind of apostrophe, but I'll come on to that in a little while. So the sentence you need to rewrite is, the shoes belong to Cinderella. Now, if you find this tricky to do, then just change the sentence in some way and you may be right, you never know, but it's worth having a little go at the AFL. You pause the video whilst you do that and then press play again when you're ready to start the lesson. Okay, I hope you've all had a chance to complete your AFL. So what I want to show you today is a possessive apostrophe. And if you have a possession, that means that's something that belongs to you. So this could be your book bag, your water bottle. It could be your house, your mum, your dad. And to show that something actually belongs to somebody and it's their possession, we use a possessive apostrophe. Okay, so all we actually needed to write was Cinderella's shoes. Or you could, as a sentence, you would probably write, they were Cinderella's shoes. Or Cinderella's shoes were, and then you could talk about what they look like. So let's have a little look and see what you notice about this. There we've got Cinderella. She's got a capital letter for her name because we know that we have capital letters for names. And also you might have noticed there's an apostrophe here. And when we were learning about them the other day, Ralphie, no. Excuse Ralphie. When we looked at apostrophes the other day, we saw that this meant that there might be some letters missing. But actually we can see it says Cinderella here, but it says Cinderella's. So this apostrophe here is showing that the next thing you write is belonging to Cinderella. So here we've got Cinderella's shoes. Cinderella's shoes. Or we could write the sentence, or let's pretend it's at the end. It was Cinderella's apostrophe S shoe. Cinderella's shoe, who'd have thought it? Okay, so let's have a little look. Right, we're going to watch a little bit of a video, only a tiny little bit. And in this, you've got Mr. Thorne explaining exactly what I have, but he's going to give you a few more examples. So let's go to that video. Here we go, here's Mr. Thorne.
My name is Mr. Thorne and you're watching Mr. Thorne Does Grammar. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you all about apostrophes and their usage. Now, apostrophes can be used for contractions or for possession. Now, there is a video on contractions in the archives, check it out. And this talks about how words can be shortened, like is not becomes isn't using an apostrophe, or I will becomes I'll.
And we know this because we did this earlier in the week. We used apostrophes for contraction,
using an apostrophe in place of those letters. But that's in another video. This video is all about using apostrophes for possession, for belongings. And before I start, I just need to give a shout out to my Year 5 English set. How do you do? Nice to see you again. Hope you're all listening to this video. Don't forget to take some notes. This could change your writing forever. Apostrophes are used for possession, to show that something belongs to somebody. In Tommy's bag, the bag belongs to Tommy, so we will have Tommy apostrophe S bag. Sammy's shield. Now the shield belongs to Sammy, so I will have an apostrophe after Sammy and an S. Zaid's crystal. Now the crystal belongs to Zaid, so I'm going to have Zaid apostrophe S crystal. Jack's money. Now the money belongs to Jack, so I'm going to have Jack apostrophe S, money.
Okay, there's just a few examples. Now, obviously, he mentions year 5 there. We're only year 2. But he does go on to talk about some really hard things that you'll find out about when you hit year 5 to do with apostrophes. So let's go back to thinking about our story for today, which is Cinderella Penguin. And let's have a little go. So what I've got at the top of the page here is I've got some words of character names of people that were in the story. So here we've got Cinderella, Prince, stepsister, stepmother, fairy godmother. So who am I looking at in this picture here? I'm looking at one of the ugly stepsisters there. So the name is coming first when I write these, otherwise you'll find it really, really tricky. So I've got the stepsister here and I've got hat here. So strawberries, what you would do today is you would look at that picture, you would find the word stepsister, which is here, and you could write step, and then when you finish writing it, you would have your apostrophe S to show that it belongs to the stepsister. It's her stepsister's hat. And that's all I'd like you to concentrate on today. Whereas the rest of us, we could add a little bit more to this. So I could put the on the front. The stepsister's hat, and then I'm just going to extend this a little bit. I'm going to say what we're all thinking. We're all thinking it looks like she's got 2 ice cream cones stuck on the side of her head. So that's what I'm going to write. Looks like it is made out of 2 ice cream cones. Now you could make this as lovely as you like. You could add some extra adjectives in there, some extra description. You can do whatever you like to make it impressive. However, this is the important bit that we're looking at today. Okay, the apostrophe and the S. So let's have a look at this one. I've got the names up here again, the prompts. I've got the fairy godmother here and I'm looking at her wings. So I'm going to think of a sentence. The fairy, capital letter because it's her name, godmothers, all right, wings. So I need to put apostrophe S so that I know we're going to talk about her wings. The fairy godmother's wings twinkle like stars. Oh, I love it. The fairy godmother's wings twinkle like stars. Strawberries, all you had to write was fairy godmother's wings. Fairy godmother's wings with that apostrophe S. That is what we're looking for. That is what you need to include today. You can still impress me with all the other magical things that we do, but I'm looking for that apostrophe S. Okay, here, look. We have the prince's castle. So it belongs to the prince. So we're going to do exactly the same, and we can write something like the prince's castle was huge and just can't see. Oh, the camera was in the way. The prince's castle was huge and had purple walls. Always important to check. As you see then, even adults make a little mistake. So I'm going to read it through, check I'm happy with it. The prince's castle was huge and had purple walls. Okay, again, you can make it even more impressive than my sentence, but we are looking for apostrophe S because we are showing that the castle belongs to the prince. So today, strawberries, there are lots of picture prompts for you. You've got the names of the characters up here, and then I just want you to write next to, well, you might not have the pictures printed out, and that's fine. So you can just write a list in your book. So you would write Cinderella's hair, the stepsister's hat, the stepsister's dress, the stepsister's bedroom, and then there's loads more to do. Everybody else, I'd like you to give a little bit more detail. So you might start with the stepsister's bedroom was, and then tell me what it's like. Cinderella's hair was. So I want lots more detail from you, but make sure you're using that apostrophe S. These will help you say things in the right order. So you say their name first, and then what I want you to say belongs to them. So Cinderella's hair was as yellow as corn. And then if you've got lots of these pictures on the sway, so it's not just these 4, there's lots of them. If you finish all of those, and some of you don't need to do them all, Peaches, you don't need to do them all. But if some of you have finished all of that and you would like another little challenge, we have got some sentences for you to change, a little bit like we did in the AFL. And we'd like to rewrite them with an apostrophe for possession. So here we can see one's been done already, because it said the golden crown belonged to the prince. And here we've just put the prince's golden crown. The glass flipper belonged to the princess. So you might put Cinderella's. This one, the fancy dress. The fancy dresses belonged to the stepmother. Oh, fancy as in nice, not as in a fancy dress. The fancy dresses belonged to the stepmother, so she had lots of dresses in her wardrobe. The slipper flew out of the hand of the guardsman. Okay, and the slipper landed onto the foot of Cinderella Penguin. Have a think. Some of those are quite tricky, and try and rewrite them for me. When you have finished all of your work today, go and look for those apostrophes, highlight 3 of your favourites for me. You can see I've done some here. Don't worry if you haven't got a highlighter, you can just go with a different coloured pen and either draw a line underneath it or put a circle around it. Just go and check that you've used them, because remember, that is what we're focusing on today. We are focusing on apostrophes for possession. Have fun with that. There's plenty to do there. And I will make sure that all the sheets are there on the sway, so you can look at a sheet at a time and write your sentences. Okie dokie, have fun with that, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And as you can see, I mean, year 5s are doing it. Year 2s can do it as well. Okay, it is a year 2 target, and it is on our national standards mat if you go and have a little look. Right then, I will see you tomorrow.